I asked my community what would they ask me if we were having coffee together in London, so it could be anything. So I've got over 50 questions and I picked 6 questions to share with you today. And if it was me and you having coffee together in London, what would you ask me? Just one question, it can be anything. So the first question that I have here is from Victoria. How did you learn English and what tips do you have for me? I remember you saying it wasn't your first language and I've been wanting to learn Spanish for a while. So if you don't know, I'm from Brazil and I moved to the UK in 2019. I could understand a little bit of English, especially like I could read stuff in the airport, I could read and understand, but I could not understand people speaking in English, like native speakers, and I couldn't speak a word in English. So what really helped me in the beginning was to really immerse myself, like listening to British English, especially every single day and all the time that I could. So in the first months that I was living here, I didn't have a job. So I was at home and most of the time I was with my headphones on. I was listening to podcasts in British English. That was my main priority because I wanted to get used to it, to the words. Even though I wasn't understanding it, my ear was kind of getting used to the language, and that really helps me to understand later on. So if you are really serious about learning another language, it has to be everyday commitment. So if you want to learn another language, just studying once a week is not going to do a lot for you. You have to immerse yourself into the language. So everything that you listen to it, listen in Spanish. Everything that you watch, try to watch in Spanish, even with subtitles, ideally with Spanish subtitles in your case, but immerse yourself, change your phone to the language that you want to learn, listen to it, follow like people on social media that are in that language. So I remember I even created a whole different Instagram just for following people that were posting content in English. So content that I was interested at, but it was only English, and this really helped me. And now I basically consume everything that I consume. I would say 80% I consume in English, including music, including documentary series, movies, everything is in English. Even people that I follow on Instagram, follow on YouTube, I consume in English. The second question is one of my favorites. So I've got this question from Virginia. She's actually a student of the Passive Income Academy, which is my program where I teach people how to sell Notion templates, how to market, and how to grow their online business selling Notion templates. I'll leave the link below if you are interested, but let's go into the books because this is one of my favorite things to talk about. So here I have 3 of my favorite books, and I have 2 digital books that I don't have the physical copy here, but I'm also gonna recommend to you. This is actually my favorite book ever. I absolutely love this book. I'm obsessed with this philosophy and I read every single year. I'm due to read this book next month because I like to read every single year because I want to embody this book in my life. The next book is the 12-week year. You probably heard me talk about this. I even have a YouTube video here about the 12-week year, how I use this to plan my goals. So this book is very focused on execution, which is something that is missing in a lot of goal setting methods. They teach you how to plan your goals, but they don't teach you how to actually do the things and achieve your goals. And this really helps me. So every single quarter I plan using the 12-week year. I pick 2 to 3 goals and I show everything how I do this in Notion. I use Notion to do the 12-week year method, and I'll leave the link below as well if you want to watch the video and see how I do it. And if you are in your inner child healing journey, I would absolutely recommend this book. And not only the book, but this person, Nicole Lepera. She is a holistic psychologist and I follow her on Instagram. I love consuming her content, but I remember I read this book a few years ago, but it talks about trauma, about behaviors, how we behave, how we heal ourselves from childhood trauma. So this is really good as well if you are into that kind of stuff. So I also have two other books that I love and I also recommend to my friends, which are from Brianna West. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but it's Mountain. The Mountain Is You. This book is absolutely amazing. It's about self-sabotage, how to overcome your fears and how to overcome yourself to become who you want to be. And also the other one from her is 101 essays that will change the way you think. This one is really good as well. I'll leave the links. I'm also reading at the moment some fiction books because I kind of got tired of personal development books because I think I read so many of them that when I start the book, it feels like it's the same book that I've read before. So I'm reading more fiction books now, and I'm reading one right now. How is it called? It's on Amazon Unlimited. It's called If You Tell. Is a true story of murder. So I'm exploring fiction books as well. But if you have any books to recommend to me, make sure you leave them in the comments. I've got a funny question from Melanie. She asked, white or red wine? So I love red wine, definitely. And I also have a favorite. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Is Chianti, Chianti. So this is the kind of wine that I absolutely love it. I had for the first time in Greece when I went to Mykonos on my birthday, and I had a very good memory having this wine in front of the beach, watching the sunset with my husband. It was like such a divine moment that I associate with this wine as well, so I love it. The next question that I have here is from Eyelet. What was the most difficult part of the transition from working from someone to working for yourself, and how did you overcome that? That was very hard for me, and it was a long process, but the thing that I struggled the most was dealing with uncertainty, because when you are working for someone, even though if you don't make a lot of money or if you don't like the job, you know that money is coming to your bank account every single month. And when you have a business, it doesn't work like that. You have to do something, you have to come up with ideas, you have to do the marketing. There are so many things that you have to do, and it's not guaranteed that you're gonna make that money to pay your bills at the end of the month. So this was my biggest struggle, and how I deal with that was I had a therapist, so we had calls every single week. But what really helped me through it was to have a cushion. So I saved money before I left my job, before I quit my contract. I saved enough money that could pay all my bills and keep the lifestyle that I have now for 6 months. So when I got to this point, I was feeling safe financially to be able to leave my job and work on this, because I was telling myself, even though it was very stressful, the stress was all in my head. It wasn't like I didn't have the money to pay the bills, it was all in my head. So I had to constantly show myself that I did have the money to pay all the bills for 6 months at least. So I could try things, I could experiment in my business, I could try different things, create a new product without that pressure. Come on, you have to make money now to pay all the bills. So I also kept a 0-hour contract in the hospital, and this also gave me a little bit of security, because even though it's not a full-time contract, it's a 0-hour contract, which means that I can go to the hospital anytime I want. And if it got to a point that I didn't have money to pay my bills or something like that happened, I could just go to the hospital, make some extra money there, and that will be absolutely fine. And even though I didn't need to financially go to the hospital, it got to a point I was missing going to the hospital because I missed working with people there, talking to people and interacting with people, because I was working by myself all the time. So I do eventually go to the hospital, do a few shifts sometimes. It depends on how busy I am, but this also gave me some security. The next question I have here is from Divine. How did you have the courage to leave your 9-to-5 job and trust your uncertainty with regards to your online business? So very similar question, but as I said, it was a long process. I didn't just quit my job and, went all in on my business. I'm a very conservative person, and one of the reasons why is because I live abroad. I have no family whatsoever around me, and my family in Brazil, they are not in a financial situation that they are able to help me. Since I've moved here, I have to be completely responsible with money, with bills, with all that stuff. So I was slowly growing my business whilst I was working full time. And when it got to a point that I was making more money on my business than I was making on my full-time job, even though I didn't just left, I was still like keep working on different things. How can I create more certainty on my business? How can I create other products and create a product suite that is going to give me this predictability? So I don't think it was a lot about courage. It was a process. It was like myself. I was showing to myself that I was capable, because this is the thing, you have to build up your confidence, and you can only build that through evidence. You have to do things to show to yourself that you are capable of doing those things, if that makes sense. She also asked me to tell about how it changed my life. So this was going to be a massive video just for this question, but I can make another video just showing how digital products changed my life, how I got started selling Notion templates, and how that really changed completely my lifestyle. If you are enjoying this video so far, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because 80% of people that watch my videos, they are not subscribed. So make sure you subscribe so you keep receiving my new videos every single week. And if you want to stay connected with me and receive updates every single week, I do have a newsletter which is called the Freedom Club. This is where I share everything that I'm learning, everything that is helping me to create freedom in my life and in my business, and some behind the scenes as well. So I'll leave the link in the description if you want to join. I send just one email every single week, every Tuesday. So let's go to the last question of this video, which is from Erica. And this was the only question that I received in Portuguese. Where do you find so much inspiration? And I love this question because we need to explore different things to find inspiration. And the places that I go is I love to consume content that are completely unrelated to my niche. So for example, this week I was watching a video on YouTube about a creator. She was sharing things she did during a week in Italy with her nan. So she shared everything, like from the morning to the afternoon, and the meals and the culture, and even like the family arguing. It was so funny. So from that video, even though it doesn't have anything related to my niche, that is like online business, digital products, Notion, it has nothing to do with it. It gave me so much inspiration to create different types of videos here, like this one. And she inspired me to take different takes, to record in a different way, because of the way she made me feel watching her video. So this was a clear example of something that it's completely unrelated to my business but inspired me especially for YouTube. And I also love to travel, so every time I travel I like to go into museums, I like to search about it, I like to, you know, learn about different cultures. And every single time that I travel and I go somewhere, I come back with a different idea for a product or for something that I want to create. I just feel like so inspired to create things, and this is why I decided this business model, because I can create things. This is one of my passions, and creativity is not about just consuming things, and you need to have a balance from like consuming different things and also doing the output, like what are you, you know, creating as well. All right, the other places that I like to get inspiration from is from TikTok, because it's a platform that I love to consume content. I love TikTok and Pinterest. These are my favorites. And of course, experiences with people, because this is like gold when you are in a group of people that are like-minded and that share different things with you. This is one of the things as well that gets me really inspired. And in the past couple of years, I started to invest money to be in these groups. So I am in a mastermind called Say Yes to Desire with Michelle Raw, and I'm also in a coaching program. So there's a lot of creative people there that are working with digital products, and we talk all kinds of stuff. It's not just about business. I pay to be on these environments and to be around these people because I already live abroad. I don't have a lot of friends and I don't have any family around. I don't know about you, but if you work from home, it's very hard to get to know different people, and this is why I highly recommend, if you want to get inspired as well, be in groups and share experiences with other people. And this is it for this video. I hope you liked this format. This is the first time I do this Q&A FAQ thing, and I hope I see you on the next video. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.